What if I told you that every sound in your home right now, the hum of your AC, the spin of your fan, the muffled noise from outside, is actually covering up something else? Something that doesn't want you to hear it. My name is Derek. For 27 years, I lived without ever questioning that. But 4 days ago, I accidentally found out that my entire life had been built on a lie. And what I discovered, I wish to God I never found out at all. March 15th, 2024, Portland, Oregon. I just signed a lease on a studio apartment in downtown Portland, $800 a month, in a city where everything else was going for $1,400, sometimes more. I'm a broke college grad with student loans and a part-time job. So when I saw that listing, I didn't ask questions. The landlord, Mr. Chun, was a quiet man, 70s, soft-spoken, never quite, made full eye contact. When he handed me the keys, he mentioned, almost as an afterthought, that the unit had been empty for 8 months. Previous tenant, he said, pausing just a beat too long. She moved very suddenly. Red flag? Absolutely. Did I care? Not at $800 a month. I signed. The first 2 weeks were completely normal. Typical studio setup, kitchen along one wall, bed in the corner, bathroom off to the side. 3rd floor, end of the hallway. One window that looked out over the fire escape. I was settling in, unpacking boxes, learning the building's sounds. Every old building has its own language, the pipes, the elevator, the radiator. I thought I was starting to understand this one. I was wrong. Week 3, March 23rd, 2:47 in the morning. I was dead asleep when a sound pulled me out of it. Scratch, 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 coming from inside the bedroom wall, right beside my head. My first thought was mice. Old building, old walls, that's not unusual. I shoved a pillow over my ear and went back to sleep. But the next night, it happened again. 2:47 a.m. Exactly. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Same pattern. 3 scratches. A pause. 3 more. I knocked hard on the wall. Knock it off. The scratching stopped immediately. Total silence. And then, 3 knocks came back. Exact same rhythm I'd used. I sat completely still in the dark, heart slamming against my ribs. Mice don't knock back. Over the next 4 nights, it got worse. Every single night. Always 2:47. Always 3 scratches. But here's what started scaring me each night. The sound was coming from a different wall. Night 1, bedroom wall. Night 2, living area. Night 3, bathroom. The paint was a half shade different. The edge wasn't flush. I grabbed a screwdriver and pressed it in, just lightly. Click. Panel. Loose. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the screwdriver. I pulled the panel away. Behind it was darkness. A space. Inside the wall. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and looked inside. I don't know how to describe what happened to me in that moment. It wasn't fear exactly. It was something that went deeper than fear. Something that rewired something in my brain permanently. Because the space wasn't empty. There was a dirty sleeping bag worn flat with use. Stacks of food wrappers. Empty water bottles. A worn spiral notebook. And photographs. Dozens and dozens of photographs. All of me. Me sleeping. Me eating at the kitchen counter. Me in the shower taken through the small bathroom window I never thought to cover. Me sitting on the edge of my bed in the dark. Me changing clothes. Some of the photos were weeks old. Taken before I ever moved in when I came for the walkthrough. One was from yesterday. I flipped them over. Every single photo had handwriting on the back. He doesn't know. Subject unaware. He sleeps deeply. Soon, I dropped them. I actually dropped them and stumbled backward into the bathroom door. Someone had been living in my walls for God knows how long, watching me sleep, watching me shower, watching me every single day. And I never knew. I grabbed my phone to call 911. That's when the scratching started again. Not at 2:47. It was 9:30 in the evening. Still light outside. And it wasn't coming from one wall. It was coming from all of them. Scratch, 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 scratch. Surrounding me, moving, like something circling the room through the walls. I stood in the middle of the apartment completely frozen. Phone in my hand, unable to make my fingers dial. Then it stopped. I tried the fire escape window, painted shut, completely stuck. The door cracked down the middle. I grabbed the ceramic lid off the toilet tank. It was heavy, heavier than I expected. I pressed myself against the wall beside the door frame. The door came off its hinges. He walked in. I swung. The ceramic connected with the side of his skull and he went down hard. I jumped over him. Front door, locked, chained, deadbolt. My keys, kitchen counter. 10 feet away. Behind me, a groan. Movement. He was getting up. I grabbed the keys. First try, wrong key. Second try, click. I threw the door open and I ran. Police arrived 4 minutes later. His name was Arthur Grimm. He had been a tenant in that building. In 1987, 37 years ago, he never left. Mr. Chun, and apparently the landlord before him, had been quietly allowing Arthur to live inside the building's wall system. Maintenance, shafts, crawl spaces, access tunnels that connected the units. A network that ran behind every single apartment in that building. The police found items from dozens of previous tenants. Things that had been taken. Things that had been kept. Mr. Chun was arrested. Arthur Grimm was taken into psychiatric custody. I left that night and never went back. But here's the part one haven't told you yet. The notebook I found in the wall. I only read one page before the police arrived and took it as evidence. The last entry. I've had it memorized since the moment I read it. It said, "Subject Derek shows promise. But he is not the one who will stay, the one who will listen, the one who will join me. She is coming. March 30th. New tenant. I have seen her photo. She is perfect." Mr. Chun agrees. Derek was only practice. March 30th. That's tomorrow. I've been trying to decide whether to go to the police with this. But Mr. Chun could make bail. And if Arthur had a network, other people involved, other buildings, I don't know who's listening. So I'm putting it here instead. If you're hearing this, and you just moved into an apartment that seemed too good to be true, I need you to do something for me. Go to your walls. Knock on them. Listen very carefully to what knocks back. Because sometimes the walls don't just have ears. They have eyes. And some of them are still watching. Whether this story is real or not, I'll leave that for you to decide. But if you've ever heard something in your walls at a consistent time every night, or noticed something in your home that was slightly off but you couldn't explain it, don't ignore that feeling. Drop a comment below. Tell me your story. Maybe we can figure it out together. Stay safe out there. And remember, you're never truly alone.